Hello, folks. My name is Detroit Miracle, and I'd like to welcome you all to this episode of Relationship Facts. I'll call this episode Rejection. Okay, ready or not, here it comes. Rejection is something that no one wants, likes, or will want to deal with because it pertains to them being unwanted. And we all want to be wanted. Yeah, I include myself in the whole relationship thing. No one wants to be turned down or rejected by someone that they want to get serious about and with. Or, in fact, no one wants to be rejected by a girl that they really like. And in fact, no woman wants to be rejected by a guy in which she likes. But people have a choice to choose who they would want to be with in a serious relationship or a not so serious relationship. And then sometimes it's a little bit of both, where you are sort of not serious about it, but you are serious enough to get with someone and give them a chance on a trial period basis, of course. Yeah. You're not really safe and you're not really in a relationship fully until it goes at least 6 months to a year. Yeah. That's why many guys hurry up and try to get women pregnant so that they would stay with them initially, because they recognize that it's a trial period in which the woman will still or may still reject them for someone else. And in some cases, women try to get pregnant by the guy quick in order to trap him in that relationship because she wants the guy to stay with her. And a baby is a safe bet to do that because people are family oriented and they are fixated on growing up in households involving parents and children. Everybody knows that, and there is nothing like a baby attachment to get either to stay together, despite whatever problems they might be having, whether they are slight or big. I know that is another story. Now, this rejection thing, I'm going to get real serious right now. Look, guys, I'm talking to the men specifically right now. Look, the objective is to become as successful as you possibly can in life, and I do mean myself included, so that we'll stand a better chance of not being rejected. Look, I'm not going to sit here and give you a false notion or security regarding the fact that if you are a nice guy, a considerate guy, and a caring guy, but have very little as far as resources, then you are going to be able to get the type of woman that you want and the woman of your dreams if you can find her, because that is not the case. That is not the truth. Look, women want security. They want comforts. They want lavishness. They want bills paid. They want rent paid. They want all of those things provided to them. And if they have all of that on their own, in many cases, they still want the guy to be able to bring something to the table. So guys, to make a long story short, very few rich guys or successful guys get rejected. Yeah, there are not too many rich guys that will ever get rejected, and not as much as poor guys do. Yeah. And the women might come out and say, oh, you lying, or you being sexist, you saying that we're stuck up, materialistic and all that. Look, woman, ladies, I'm not saying it like that in a bad way. I'm not trying to reflect that bad on you. I'm just simply stating a fact of the matter. And that is, women on a seldom occasion may reject a rich guy or successful guy on the slightest occasion, but 95% of the time, no woman is going to reject a guy with a very good job or a huge bank account. That's not going to happen. Now, if it's a case where a rich guy is trying to talk to a woman, then it becomes a fact that the guy might reject her for a serious relationship. When the guy has all the money in the world or has a lot of it, then he might reject the woman. This guy meets so many women, and then he has I won't say a large following that is chasing him to try to date him, but he has wide open options. It's a big field, and he can just go around and pick and choose at his discretion as to who he would want to date. Hey, for example, if it's a black guy and he's incredibly rich, his race is not really considered in the whole search thing, because he can date a Spanish woman, an Italian woman, an Arabic woman, an Indian woman, an Asian woman, and most certainly a black and white woman, because he is not going to get rejected. Even if the women have racist families, hey, that black guy is so rich, he probably stays in a nice exclusive communities, and he can move her somewhere far away from her racist parents. Yeah. And that woman would say, well, I know this guy is a black guy and I'm an Italian woman, but nevertheless, he has a lot of money. He has a lot of nice stuff. He's willing to do things for me. He's willing to provide lavish comfort to me. So, hey, there aren't any other guys that are stepping up in my own race that are willing to do that for me. So I'm going to get with this guy. And it might be an ugly guy. It might be a semi-ugly guy. It might be a guy that look halfway decent. And that doesn't make any difference, because looks aren't really a consideration. Yeah, the guy, and it's up to the guy mainly to reject the woman, just like I said. Or chances are the guy would reject the lady before she rejects him. Now, if it's a situation where the guy works an ordinary job, then the guy stands a better chance, or has a better chance, of being rejected much quicker than a rich, successful guy, or a guy with a great job. When I say great job, I mean if the guy is making $1,500 to $2,000 a week after taxes and a paycheck. Wouldn't it be terrific if us guys could just go and fill out applications and make that type of money? Yeah. Well, with the reasons being for rejections of a variety of a sort, I feel it's best for us men and all dudes to be successful enough to minimize being rejected. I know men would be like, well, Detroit Miracle, I don't want a woman that just wants me for my money or wants me for my homes and cars and all that. Well, look at rich celebrities that are getting very beautiful women to marry them, and then 15, 20 years later, the women file for divorce and they want money. Why do you think any of those guys in film and in television that are extremely successful could have gotten those very beautiful women if they just simply worked at Walmart or Target? No. And those guys are smart enough to realize that, but they don't care. They're like, hey, eventually she'll fall in love with me anyway. And none of those guys were rejected because of their fame, wealth, and celebrity status. So they did the right thing in becoming as successful as they possibly could before they went and approached those such women, because they knew full well they would have been rejected easily and without a doubt. Yeah, we know those type of guys like fixate on the fact that, or they delude themselves into believing that the women are really there for them and not their wealth, accommodations, and lavish nature in which they can provide for those women and increase their situation for a betterment. But hey, that is another story. Look, guys and girls, no one likes rejection. None of you do. We know how it feel. You know how it feel. Hey, I have suffered rejection before by beautiful women, very beautiful women. So it's not a good feeling because you're thinking that as a guy, oh, this very beautiful woman or this woman that I liked, she's going to go and do it with some other man. And that's the main thing about rejection. That's one of the biggest things that, hey, as a guy, you want this woman all to yourself. You don't want her being with any other guy, but you might not have very little, or you might have very little money and very little resources. Then you can fixate in your mind all the dirty, freaky, nasty stuff she's going to be doing with another guy, and she won't be doing that with you. Like all that stuff. And that really compacts and doubles or triples the effect of that rejection. And it goes the same for a woman. She likes a guy and that guy rejects her. She's going to be picturing in her mind all the dirty, nasty, freaky stuff that guy is going to be doing with another woman, which isn't her. Or in fact, many other women, because guys tend to do that. Guys more so think with their, or else guys tend to think with our, what's down there rather than what's in our hearts at times. We're made like that. It doesn't make us evil, terrible, degenerate type of creatures. It's just that us guys are like that. There are too many beautiful women out there in the world. So we can be tempted to cheat. It shouldn't be the case, but nevertheless it is. And many guys don't cheat. Hey, I feel as though if a guy is rejected a whole bunch of times, and if a woman is rejected a whole bunch of times, then they are going to care less about the whole institution of dating and marrying and being together in a committed relationship. The more and more that rejection happens or takes place. That's a fact of the matter, because you tend to lose faith and hope in people in situations when those situations have let you down plenty of times. Yeah, you tend to, hey, I don't care about that relationship stuff. I'm just saying this would be in the mind frame of a male or female. They're like, hey, I'm playing the field. I'm having all the fun that I can have. I'm not going to get serious with somebody because that's how I get hurt. Those women are out there hurting guys intentionally because they take gratification from it. They receive pleasure from hurting a guy and rejecting him. Because of that rejection, this guy is hurt. He may be suicidal. Then the woman is sitting back laughing, ha ha, I really hurt and played this dude. That is the situation. That is the case. I know there are people who are going to say, Detroit Miracle, you're being judgmental. Everybody doesn't think like that or act like that. Then I would say, who are you? If you know yourself, then okay, your conscience is clear then. Then I do not refer to you that way. Yeah, folks, the truth. I know there are some people who would say, Detroit Miracle, at least offer us a bright spot. And I'll say, okay, look, don't take relationships for granted once you have made it into them. Yeah, if you passed all of the stages of a relationship and you are in a serious one where both parties involved mutually accept one another, then don't screw up because you knew that there was a possibility of rejection. Yeah. Okay, folks, I'd appreciate it if you would give me those likes, comments, and please subscribe to my channel, Detroit Miracle. And peace out.